Hello everyone. Today I'd like to discuss my opinions on the importance of code organization. I'd also like to speak about my preferences and why I believe other C and C++ beginners should choose the same code organization. Maybe even change the minds of more intermediate and experienced programmers. It's always good practice to structure your project neatly and write heaps of comments, explaining what all of it does. If you're writing the code purely for yourself, it's easy to be lazy and just avoid doing it. Despite seeming unnecessary in times like that, I believe you should do it anyway. Both so can serve as learning material for yourself in case you forget how the code works, if you're writing something complicated. And also so if you change your mind about it being purely for yourself, you can just share it straight to GitHub and you don't need to make any changes for code readability. It's easy to do, doesn't take up too much of your time, and ensures your code has a high readability for your future self and anyone else who may gain access to it in the future. Moving on now from explaining why readability is important, I want to discuss my pet peeve regarding file extensions. I'm not a fan of writing C-styled C++. I think personally that it's best to write C in C files and C++ in CPP files. In big projects that utilize both C and C++, it helps greatly to differentiate between what files are written in procedural style and what's written in OOP, object-oriented programming. Similar to that, I believe that instead of using the .h file extension for both C and C++, it should only be used for C. Then for C++, use the .hpp file extension. I find it much more satisfying using the file extensions this way. I'm not sure why I find it so satisfying, but it helps with good readability for commercial and open source projects. Now this next thing, I learned it from reading the Lua source code. When writing libraries in C, I now like to add a C++ version of the main include file, like a HPP file, and all it does is just include the same headers that the C file does, but you add a extern C to it, just that when you're including it from a C++ project, you don't have to add in the extern C yourself. Just easier, it makes the code neater. Just nice little quality of life thing. I'm also a big fan of single header libraries. I believe that it's a good thing for project maintainability and organization. I'll make a separate video about it, speaking more in depth about it. That's about all I have to share for this video. I know some of it was pretty self-explanatory and overall simple video, but I would like to make videos about more complex topics in the future, once I'm confident enough in my own skills to make it. I hope you enjoyed and enjoy the rest of your day.